What's up, everybody? It's Smiley. Today we're going to talk about spinners. Everybody that has a 3D printer is making spinners of some sort. They could be like this. They're designing battle spinners and penis spinners, and if you can put a bearing in the middle of it and make it spin, it's probably out there. The general idea behind it is for ADD, ADHD, anxiety, autism, and some other types of conditions, I guess, is the politically correct term. I mean, I suffer from severe anxiety, have panic attacks all the time. So fidget spinners help keep my restless mind at bay, so I'm not thinking about other things. Because the spinners themselves, when I first started printing them, it was mainly just to test my printer and learn how to adjust settings and get everything dialed in, so when they printed they were nice and smooth and I didn't have to sand them or cut anything out for the where the bearings go, and learn how to modify the spinner pads for the different interior bearing sizes, because if you order 8mm, you might not get 8mm, you might get 8.1 or 8.2, and it drives me nuts. It's a precision product, damn it. But the bearings have actually more than doubled in cost since I originally started printing these about 2 months ago. 2 months ago? Yeah. The ABEC 7, when I first bought them, were I think 17 or 18 cents a piece, and now they're up near 50 cents a piece. The ABEC 9 that I have in the middle is close to $2 a bearing, which is just insane. And there's ceramic hybrid and full ceramic bearings out there that go up $5 or $10 a piece, and to me that's just insane. But that's why you get the spinners that will spin for 5 or 6 minutes. It's because they've got a $10 bearing in the middle of it. I'm going to show you a few different types that I've made and show you the differences in the bearings that I have and why it's kind of hit and miss. So check this out. Okay, here we've got some spinners and some fidget rings. Basically, when I ordered my first bearings, I ordered 30 bearings from a seller on Amazon, and they were ABEC 7, and they were pretty cheap. So I didn't plan on making that many of them. Quickly, I realized that 30 wasn't going to last very long, so I bought 100 more from a different seller, but they were the same type of bearings. Now, the problem is that not all bearings are apparently the same, even with the same specification. These are ABEC 7s. They're 608 ZZs. These don't spin. They're horrible. So just as an example, this is the one of the bearings that was in my first order of 30, and I mean, it's not great, but that's kind of what I expected for a bearing. When I got these, this is what they do, and it's just miserable. I pried the sides off of them, and that's when I ended up with this one. This is one of these bearings with the sides removed and all of the grease from the inside removed, and then some 3-in-1 or 4-in-1 oil for lubrication. And this spins about like the first one. These are ABEC 9. They are 608 RS. I guess the RS stands for red side. I don't know. But these spin, well, of course I can't really hold on to the middle, much better. So this has one of the RS bearings in the center and 3 of the ZZs on the outside for weight, and it spins pretty well. From there, I've got the atomic spinner. This has the RS bearing, but this is ridiculously light. You can tell it's two layers. Well, I guess you can't really call it layers, but 2 shells around, and it spins good. It's quiet and smooth, but there's no extra weight to make it spin like this one. So then I decided to see what I could do with money. So this is, what is it? This is one of the RS bearings with 15 cents in it. And it spins pretty good. I did kind of get the thickness wrong. I'm off by maybe 1.5 mils, 1 millimeter. So I did one in pennies. I did the exact same thing. This is actually off by 2 or 2.5 mil. But this is one of the stripped bearings with 5 cents on it. And it doesn't spin as good as the nickel, but it spins just about as well as this. And you can put, I think it's 3 pennies and 3 nickels in each one of these, so I could put 15 cents in each side and add even more weight, but these are the only ones. I don't plan on printing any more of these. As far as the fidget rings go, I love these things. This is my size, and when I started printing them, people said, oh, it's too big, make them smaller. So I shrunk it to 95%, and people like these. Functions just the same, but then that's too big for kids. So I made this one. So this one I completely redesigned. I mean, it's the same design, but I had to go and change everything. And it functions just the same. Still too big. So this, it doesn't even fit on, granted I have big hands, but it doesn't even fit on my finger, but functions completely. So I went back up to this size, and this actually fits on my pinky, well, at least the tip of my pinky. Functions just like all the rest of them. Those are the fidget rings. And then I decided to do something completely different. I looked this up on Thingiverse. I printed this about a week or so ago, and I downloaded it. This is a single print. It prints in place just like this, and all of the spinner parts work. It's noisy. It doesn't spin very well. It spins better than this one, which is kind of funny. But it's an interesting concept. So you don't necessarily need to even have bearings to make spinners. They're just going to be really noisy. That is spinners and fidget rings and the trials and tribulations of getting bearings. So buy good bearings. If you're going to make these, you don't have to buy the best, but definitely don't buy the cheapest unless you just want the exterior weights. Then you can buy whatever, but you can also make them and get them with nickels, and nickels aren't a whole lot different size-wise than bearings. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and check me out on Facebook at Smiley3D.